So many estate agents handle that situation terribly wrong.
You might have to pay more or just completely miss out on it.
It's a real emotional thing selling your house.
When might it be a good situation to not market your house?
Should I put my house on the market and find a buyer first?
In that case, then you've not got the competition that we were kind of talking about. You're actually literally targeting one property.
If you're in the weakest position, you've got to offer the strongest.
Buyers will wait.
The sellers aren't really interested in people that aren't on the market at all.
On both sides as well, it affects the buyer, but also the seller.
So in today's video, Georgie and I, hey George,
Hiya.
are going to talk about the age-old question that we get all the time as estate agents, which is, should I put my house on the market and find a buyer first, or should I find a house to buy before I put my house on the market? And it's actually one that causes a lot of frustration for people, right, George? They kind of...
And on both sides as well, it affects the buyer, but also the seller.
Yeah. So, and I can understand, let's kind of frame it a little bit. The problem is, because we want these videos to be problem, solution, and action. We want to help people with the problem, give them a solution, and give them something to take away from the videos and action, right? Totally understand that people don't really want strangers traipsing through their house if they haven't yet got a house they know they want to move to. It's a real emotional thing selling your house.
But also a lot of people won't move unless they do find. So it does feel backwards, selling your house, almost blindfolded, because you don't actually know what your next step is.
Yeah.
But I think people forget that actually buyers will wait for you to find. It's not a case that once you've accepted an offer, a buyer's going to expect legals to start straight away. Like, as long as it's communicated from the get-go, buyers will wait.
And that's the important thing, as you were saying that. I think so many estate agents handle that situation terribly wrong. They give the buyer the impression, here's what happens, and I've come across it a lot with my clients that I'm helping. The agent will give the wrong signals to the buyer. Yeah, the sellers are really keen to move. They've got 4 houses they've seen. They just need an offer on their house and they'll find something really quickly, because the agent wants the buyer both emotionally and financially invested in the purchase really quickly, because then they're less likely to withdraw. What we find and what we say is, what you've just mentioned, as long as it's handled correctly and you explain from the get-go. Let's say someone calls up and says, can I make an offer on that house? The first thing you'd be saying is, absolutely, just let me fill you in on the situation. They're really keen to move, but they're yet to find a property. Yeah,
I mean, we have that on all of our details anyway, but again, to like communicate it, but also to manage expectations of a chain. So I've had one recently where we've done a chain build, because don't forget, when they find, then that person then needs to find. So it's not just that individual finding, but this has been going on for about the 6 months. But everybody's kind of, as long as everybody's on the same page, like for example, we don't send out the sales memorandums, so then everybody can progress at the same stage as well, because I think that's really fair as well.
Fair, definitely agree. Because what happens is, again, is you say, right, offer accepted, can I have your solicitor's details? I'll go and send sales memorandums, instruct your solicitor, get your survey done, apply for your mortgage, and all this. The buyer's like, okay, great, I'll do all that. But there's a very high chance that if the seller can't find somewhere, they're not going to move. So as long as it's communicated at the front end.
Or they do find, but it takes them a little bit longer, and then that mortgage offer has now expired, so then you've got to start again anyway.
Good point, yeah, really good point.
So it's just better, as long as everybody's on board, people will wait for you to find.
So to answer the question quickly, we absolutely believe that you must be under offer on your current property with a buyer in the wings before you start. I think before you even start looking houses, to be fair.
I think you can get, not actually physically viewing, but get an idea. Ultimately, do your homework, become, an expert buyer of knowing what's kind of going on in the market. So then you roughly know what your budget can get you as well. But you're not going to know your budget until you've got the offer. So have an idea, but actually actively going out and viewing, because all you're going to do is you're going to get your heartstrings involved. You're going to see something you love, want to offer on it. When you do offer, there's probably going to be another buyer in a better position that they're going to ultimately get the house of your dreams, and you're going to miss out on.
That's the problem, is if you're in the weakest position, you've got to offer the strongest. You've got to make your offer like over asking price and say, look, here's my offer, but can you take it off the market and wait 4 weeks for me to go under for myself?
Yeah.
The overarching advice is always go under offer on your own property before you start offering on property. I mean, by all means, look, maybe if you, like I said before, it's not great to get too emotionally involved, but you need to view with the mindset of assessing the market rather than looking for the house that I'm going to eventually buy.
Just that one, yeah. I mean, I've had that recently on one in Woking. We had 2 buyers offering on, and one was in a proceedable position. The other was on the market. So they were one step closer than somebody not on the market. They offered considerably higher, but ultimately the seller's ultimate goal came into play. They needed to move more quickly, so the lower offer got accepted. So one, you might have to pay more or just completely miss out on it.
Yeah,
together.
be totally overlooked. And it also comes down to even if you're on the market but not under offer. I mean, if you're not even on the market, the estate agent might want to talk to you because then they're thinking, well, great, I can get their house on the market, then I can sell them this house, and then I can build a chain. But the sellers aren't really interested in people that aren't on the market at all. You can maybe get away with your house is on the market and you're having viewings and you could go under offer at any point. The best position to be in is under offer because you know how much you're selling for, so you know how much you can buy at. My biggest advice to sellers when they're considering offers from people who aren't under offer yet is always be cautious, because they're offering this, let's say 700,000, based on them thinking they're going to achieve 600,000 for theirs. If they end up getting 575 for theirs, it's likely you'll wait for them for 4 to 6 weeks, and then they'll say, oh, I'm really sorry, I only got 575, so my offer on your place is now 675. So you've waited all this time for someone who doesn't actually know how much money they've got in their pocket to spend.
When might it be a good situation to not market your house?
Probably only in 1 in 10 scenarios. The only time I'd advise someone not to go on the market with their current house is if they're looking for something super, super unique, like
that road.
Like it almost doesn't exist. It's almost, if someone's looking for a 3-bed detached in Hawley, 100% get your house on the market, get under offer, and there'll be something out there and we can help find it. If you're looking for a 3-bed detached in Hawley, it's very likely you're going to find something pretty quickly. And if it's not on the market when you do go under offer, us agents can do stuff to try and find a house that's not yet on the market for you. If you're looking for a grade 2 listed period house in a particular road in Hawley, then I would say try and find something off market, and your agent, us here at Power Bespoke, can help with that. Try and find something off market who are planning on going on the market in the next 6 months or so.
Because in that case, then you've not got the competition that we were kind of talking about. You're actually literally targeting one property.
Yeah.
So then you do have that bargaining power as well, because they don't want to go to market.
But that, yeah, exactly that. As in, the only time you would do that is if you're going after properties that aren't publicly on Rightmove.
Yeah.
If someone's on Rightmove, they want to get moving. The aim is, what we do for our clients is every house that's currently on Rightmove wasn't on Rightmove 6 months ago, because that's when Mr. and Mrs. were discussing moving. We try and get our clients talking to them before they pull the trigger and properly go to market. And so I've got this client really, really keen on a house just like yours in that road in Hawley, pretty sure they're going to want to buy it if they were to view it. Can they have a viewing? They say, yes, please. Yes, that's fine. We take them round. Then we say, great, give us 6 weeks to get their house on the market and get it under offer. Then we'll be in touch with a formal offer. But we can't offer until we've got the full situation.
So it's a bit like anything, it's all situational. It kind of depends on what is your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about moving, it is getting your ducks in a row, getting it organised early doors.
Yeah, because you want to be taken as a serious buyer and have the ability to negotiate when you do find something that you like. If you're not under offer, you've got no negotiation leverage at all. And I guess to end the video, the piece of advice is, like Georgie said, it's really situational. You watching a few videos on YouTube is never going to give you the right advice for your exact situation. So there'll be a link in the description. You can book a call, have a chat with Georgie, have a chat with me, have a chat with someone in the team. Quick 15 minutes, cost nothing. We'll point you in the right direction, give you some thoughts and our advice on what we think you should do, given your situation. Having sold almost 1,000 properties, and collectively we've got over 100 years estate agency experience, and we'd love to help. Cheers,
Thank you.
See you later.